Hello students, and welcome to the lecture on marketing mix. After the lecture, we will be able to learn the following objectives. Explain the 4 P's of the marketing mix. Define the marketing mix decisions. Describe product decisions. Explain the concept of new product development. Discuss new product planning and development process. Define product mix. Explain branding and packaging decisions. Describe product life cycle. Let's start with a brief introduction to the marketing mix. Marketing mix is one of the most fundamental concepts in marketing management. For attracting consumers and for sales promotion, every manufacturer has to concentrate on 4 basic elements or components. These are product, pricing, place, and promotion techniques. A fair combination of these marketing elements is called marketing mix. Characteristics of marketing mix. Marketing mix is the crux of marketing process. Marketing mix involves many crucial decisions relating to each element of the mix. The impact of the mix would be the best when proper weight is assigned to each element. Marketing mix has to be reviewed constantly in order to meet the changing requirements. The marketing manager is required to constantly review the mix and conditions of the market and make necessary changes in the marketing mix to changes in the conditions and complexion of the market. Changes in external environment necessitate alterations in the mix. Changes keep on taking place in the external environment. For many industries, the customer is the most fluctuating variable of the environment. Customers' tastes and preferences change very fast. Brand loyalty and purchasing power tend to change over a period of time. Changes taking place within the firm as well necessitate changes in the marketing mix. Changes within the firm may take place due to technological changes or changes in the product line or changes in the size and scale of operation. Such changes call for corresponding changes in the marketing mix. Let's talk about the 4 P's of marketing mix. Marketing is integral to the success of a business, large or small, with its primary focus on quality, consumer value, and customer satisfaction. A strategy commonly utilized is the marketing mix. This tool is made up of 4 variables known as the 4 P's of marketing. The 4 P's of marketing are product. The first P is product. In the most basic terms, product could be defined as the unit that the business company wants to sell in the market. The business is equipped with marketing strategies to sell their products in the market. Therefore, the layout of the product becomes very important. The product being offered to the customers should have its characteristics mentioned. Price. The price should be determined in accordance to a number of factors, such as the number of product features, the price of similar products in the market, how much the customers are willing to shell out for the conveniences offered by the product, etc. As price is the revenue for a business, so special attention should be paid while determining the pricing strategy. Discounts, allowances, and financing options fall under the pricing marketing mix strategy as well. Place. Place refers to making a product available to a customer at the right place and the right time. For this, a business needs to have a proper distribution network in place, along with appropriate storage facilities. A business should ensure that there is never a shortage of the product in the market. Placement strategy becomes mandatory as the products need to be available to the customers when they want them. Promotion. The last one is promotion. For example, making the end customer aware of the uses of the product. Advertising, managing public relations, branding, and sales promotion all fall under this category. These promotional methods help a customer make his choice with regards to buying or not buying a particular product. Magazines, newspapers, television are the popular modes of conducting promotion. Significance of 4 Ps in the competitive environment. The significance of the 4 Ps in marketing and the successes of major corporations when someone thinks about marketing brings to mind television ads, billboards, and radio ads. When you consider all the aspects that come into play to produce these ads, it's clear that marketing is more than just a simple billboard. Marketing concepts may be evolving as new technologies emerge, but the same 4 classic considerations of product, price, promotion, and place will always be found. Marketing is the process by which the management of a company identifies, anticipates, and satisfies the wants of a customer. Let's discuss the marketing mix decisions. Marketing mix decisions have to do with addressing each of the 4 categories, usually associated with the marketing strategy, giving close attention to factors surrounding product, price, place, and promotion. In order to make effective marketing mix decisions, properly assessing the potential of the products manufactured by the company, identifying the most likely consumers to buy those products, and determining the most likely ways to price and promote those products to those consumers are all absolutely necessary. Marketing mix decisions call for careful attention to the pricing of products. The idea here is to assess how much consumers are willing to pay in order to have access to the products. This often involves comparing the pricing of competitors and determining if the attributes that set the product apart from the rest are likely to be enough to attract consumers away from those other products for a similar price. Product decisions. Marketing starts with the product since it's what an organization has to offer its target market. Organizations attempt to provide solutions to a target market's problems. These solutions include tangible or intangible product offerings marketed by an organization. Failure of new products. New product failure rates have been recorded that are as high as 80% and as low as 50%. One is dependent on how failure and new product are defined. There are also many reasons why new products fail. Types of product failures. The absolute failure. The first type of failure is referred to as the absolute failure. This failure is one that does not generate sufficient revenue to allow the firm to break even on its new product investment. The relative failure. The less severe relative product failure generates sufficient product revenues to break even. However, profit objectives are not achieved. In other words, this product makes money, it just doesn't make as much money as management hoped. The causes of new product failure. Several factors contribute to the high failure rates for new products in today's highly competitive marketplace. Lack of relative advantage. The first and probably most important reason for failure is simply that the new product does nothing really new or unique for the consumer. This essentially means that the new product possesses little relative or differential advantage over existing products that are already on the market. Inadequate planning. Many products fail because the manufacturer did not do enough homework. This is to say that the new product planning process was somehow flawed. Generally, this means that the market opportunity analysis was not conducted or it missed some important information. Poor execution of introduction. Poorly executed marketing programs, no matter how well they're conceived, also can result in product failure. Poor execution entails an improperly conceived and poorly implemented marketing mix. Technical problems during introduction. Technical problems can also plague new product introductions, leading to their failure. These are problems with the basic functionality of the product that were not uncovered during earlier functional testing and/or test marketing. Poor timing of introduction. Poor timing of introduction can lead to failure. Introducing products during economic downturns or at about the same time as competitors are introducing similar products can severely limit sales. New product planning and development process. The process of new product development typically involves 3 stages of business activity, including concept development, market development, and product testing. The steps involved in the development of a new product are idea generation, conducting marketing research to find out the consumer's needs and wants, inviting suggestions from consumers, inviting suggestions from employees, brainstorming suggestions for new product ideas, searching in different markets, namely national and international markets, for new product ideas, getting feedback from agents or dealers about services offered by competitors, studying the new products of competitors, idea screening. Is it necessary to introduce a new product? Can the existing plant and machinery produce the new product? Can the existing marketing network sell the new product? When can the new product break even? Concept testing. In this stage of concept testing, the company finds out some reasons. They are whether the consumers understand the product idea or not, whether the consumers need the new product or not, whether the consumers will accept the new product or not. Product development. At this stage, the company has decided to introduce the new product to the market. It will now take all the necessary steps to produce and distribute the new product. The production department will make plans to produce the product. The marketing department will make plans to distribute the product. Test marketing. Test marketing means to introduce the new product on a very small scale in a very small market. If the new product is successful in this market, then it's introduced on a large scale. However, if the product fails in the test market, then the company finds out the reasons for its failure. Commercialization. If the test marketing is successful, then the company introduces the new product on a large scale, say all over the country. The company makes a large investment in the new product. It produces and distributes the new product on a huge scale. It advertises the new product on mass media like TV, radio, newspapers, magazines, etc. Review of market performance. The company must review the marketing performance of the new product. Is the new product accepted by the consumers? Are the demand, sales, and profits high? Are the consumers satisfied with the after-sales service? Are the middlemen happy with their commission? Are the marketing staffs happy with their income from the new product? Product mix. A product mix consists of the various product lines that are offered for sale by a particular seller. Sometimes referred to as product assortment, it has to do with the number of product lines offered, the number and type of products offered in each line, and the relevance of those products to the consumers who are presented with the opportunity to buy the products. Branding and packaging decisions. Branding. A brand is a name, picture, design, or symbol, or combination of these items used by a seller to identify its offerings and to differentiate them from competitors' offerings. Branding is the set of activities designed to create a brand and position it in the minds of consumers. Packaging decisions. Packaging has to fulfill a number of important functions, including communicating the brand and its benefits, protecting the product from damage and contamination during shipment, as well as damage and tampering once it's in retail outlets, preventing leakage of the contents, presenting government-required warning and information labels. Let's discuss the product life cycle. The term product life cycle is used within the marketing world to determine the different stages that any given product goes through. The stages of product life cycle are introduction stage. In the introduction stage, people are unaware of the product and its utility, and hence the demand for product is very low. The cost of production is very high, as the product is still under development, and also standardized production and economies of scale cannot be achieved yet. Growth stage. The next stage in the analysis is the growth stage of a product. The growth stage is what will make or break the product. As the producers find a way to reduce the cost of production, they will offer the new product at low introductory prices to boost demand. This is pretty much the make or break period for the product, and this stage is characterized by heavy and aggressive marketing, advertising, and promotion. Maturity stage. The third stage is the maturity stage. In this stage, the cost of production falls dramatically due to standardized production. This ensures mass production, and hence the company receives the benefits of economies of scale. In the maturity stage, the production and the technology may also be exported to developing and underdeveloped countries, where the cost of production will be lower. Decline stage. The decline stage is marked by a gradual reduction in the demand for the product, and hence there will be a gradual reduction in the production as well as sales. Newly created variants or alternatives will enter the mainstream and drive the old, outdated product out of the market. Managing the product in the product life cycle. Managing the product in the life cycle, there are 4 stages. Introduction stage. This stage of the cycle could be the most expensive for a company launching a new product. The size of the market for the product is small, which means sales are low, although they will be increasing. The cost of things like research and development, consumer testing, and the marketing needed to launch the product can be very high, especially if it's a competitive sector. Growth stage. The growth stage is typically characterized by a strong growth in sales and profits, and because the company can start to benefit from economies of scale in production, the profit margins as well as the overall amount of profit will increase. This makes it possible for businesses to invest more money in their promotional activity to maximize the potential of this growth stage. Maturity stage. During the maturity stage, the product is established, and the aim for the manufacturer is now to maintain the market share that they've built up. This is probably the most competitive time for most products and businesses need to invest widely in any marketing that they undertake. They also need to consider any product modifications or improvements to the production process, which might give them a competitive advantage. Decline stage. Eventually, the market for a product will start to shrink, and this is known as the decline stage. This shrinkage could be due to the market becoming saturated, or because the consumers are switching to a different type of product. While this decline may be inevitable, it may still be possible for companies to make some profit by switching to less expensive production methods and cheaper markets.
All right, so what are we going to look at today? Well, we're going to connect product lifecycle back to the product development stages. Then we're going to take a look at product lifecycle on its own and identify the various 4 stages that the products will go through: introduction, growth, maturity, and retirement or decline. The whole idea of the product lifecycle is to look back to the product development. Product lifecycles start after we hit that last final stage of market entry. Once the product is launched in the market, then the product lifecycle will begin, and not until then. All those other stages need to be accomplished first. So once the product does enter the market, then the product lifecycle begins, and these stages that the product travels through goes from its very beginning, inception, to the very end. And it's a tool used by market professionals to understand the market, what's going on with their products, where is it heading as far as the product goes, and therefore can accommodate and change and modify the marketing mix. Why is it called a product life cycle? Well, think of Simba and the Lion King. The circle of life. Yes, the products go through a circle of life where it begins and it ends, and it will continue and start all over again. And products continue to travel through the product life cycle, and we'll see how they can do so. When it gets to its end of its life, what needs to be done for marketers to continue the life cycle again. So the 4 stages: introduction or birth, growth, maturity, retirement, or decline. And so how these 4 stages play out has to do with the sales, where the product starts, how it goes through the growth stage and sales increases, to the peak at maturity, to then the retirement and decline. Each of these stages brings with it a new set of challenges, a new set of expectations, and sales will occur in each of these stages at different rates. So let's take a look at the birth stage. The birth stage is also called the product launch stage. Now, this is a very expensive phase. Why? Because there's all sorts of high costs associated with the design, the manufacturing, the promotion, right? The manufacturing to make up a lot of inventory so that you can sell it for this anticipated demand. So all these costs really play a huge role here. Other costs also include that you have to come up with new packaging and new labeling and marketing research, right? Think about those product development stages. All of those are a part of this cost of introducing the product to the market. What you hope for, though, in the market introduction is that early adopters will catch on and buy your product first. These are people who look for new and exciting products. They want to be the trendsetters. They want to be the first ones in the market to buy the product and tell all of their friends. Think about those iPhone customers who line up days in advance for the newest iPhone. And connecting this back to what we've looked at before as far as push and pull strategies, marketers really try and do a lot of push and pull strategies during the birth stage, right? They're trying to create buzz for the product. So they push the product into the marketplace to get people seeing it when it's right in front of their face. They might buy it, right? So they're trying to obtain that preferential floor space right in the middle of the grocery store, right in at eye level. They're also trying to create advertisements that generate that buzz, right? Some new and exciting product commercials that you see on TV will always say new and improved or new and exciting or all these things. Samples, coupons, other promotional techniques are added to this as well to try and get people into the store, lure them in, and get them to buy the product. So a quick recap. Market introduction, high investment, therefore less profits. There's very minimal competition though as well because there's not a lot of people entering the marketplace with the same product. So the company is trying to really gain acceptance and gain that initial distribution. Company needs a lot of both push and pull promotions, right? You want to target the customers to increase their awareness and buy the product. You also want to target the channel to increase confidence in the product so the stores will stock more. Which now brings us to the growth stage. Yes, you can see the sales starting to increase. So the growth stage occurs after these early adopters buy it and they start telling their friends, right? Word of mouth, viral marketing is so important in the growth stage. You want all these people who bought the product originally to tell their friends and say how awesome your product is, right? So all these other consumers are likely to follow those early adopter, right? So if your product is visible and it's out there in the daily lives of consumers and in the media, then you'll see consumers starting to buy it, and they'll see neighbors using it, they'll see their friends using it, and they'll buy more and more product. The growth stage is considered to be the most crucial stage for marketers because this is where the product's either going to catch on and be successful or fail, hashtag fail, right? So if the product is removed from the market before it has recovered those costs of production, that market introduction stage, then it's what we call a bust. Think of the Crystal Pepsi product that I told you about, or Arch Deluxe, or the DeLorean, or the IBM PC Junior, right? All these products never really recoup those costs of production. We call these products bust products. So again, some characteristics, some recap to the growth stage, right? Product is successfully launched. We're past that now. Now we're trying to see and hope to see actually that demand and distribution is going to increase. Competition, however, is also going to intensify because more and more competitors are going to enter the market. So the company might introduce secondary products or support services for their products to help consumers, understand their product more and use it more. And hopefully better revenue generation is happening and a return on investment is occurring. So sales are increasing, but they increase to a point and they hit this peak, and we call this peak the maturity stage. So when products hit the maturity stage, this is where sales really start to level off, right? They might still increase, but at a very slower rate. So marketers want to keep their brand out in front of the consumer and remind them as much as possible of their features, right? The utility, the lasting power of the product. They're not going to generate necessarily new sales. They really want to just keep those returning customers coming back and buying their product. And if you can somehow keep those customers coming back and buying your product, then this is where you're milking, right? This is where you're milking that cow, that product that you have, and you just keep milking it, and that's all money in your pocket, right? Manufacturers have already recouped the major costs associated with the research, the development, the production. So any new costs are associated with distribution, and that's low. So companies are making huge profits during this stage. So if they can maintain that maturity stage over a longer period of time, this is where they can make some serious dough. So quick recap, competition, it is great, right? It's probably the highest that it's ever been because everyone wants to get in on this action and get all that money that you're raking in. The product is established, and therefore you don't really have to spend any more money on promotion, or less money I should say, on promotion. There's little growth potential as well for the product, so you're not really going to waste your time trying to figure out how to grow it more. You're going to use penetration pricing, and lower profit margins are a result of that. You're going to focus towards extending that life cycle, extending this stage, especially because you want to, again, maintain market share and capture all of those consumer dollars. And you want to convert any customers who are out there in the market that you operate in to your own product, so away from your competitors' products, so that you can, again, take in more and more profits. So you've maintained that maturity stage as long as you can, but now all of a sudden it's starting to decline. This is the retirement decline stage. This is when sales really start to decrease. So the decline happens as a result. Less and less people are buying your product. You're unable to find these new customers, right? So you've entered your retirement years. So this could be a temporary decline. It could be reversed, but in often cases it's pretty difficult to reverse that, right? So if your efforts are unsuccessful, if you can't reverse your decline, then you have to really look at yourself in the mirror. Are you going to redesign your product? Are you going to repackage your product? Are you going to reformulate your marketing efforts, right? So if you can't change it around, you have to think about doing something. And if you don't turn it around, what comes as a result? Well, unfortunately, this could be the end of your product's life. And so the decision point stage comes. So this is an extension of the retirement decline. So this is where you can do one of four things really. One, do nothing. Leave it alone. Maintain it, your product status quo. Hope that competitors exit the market. And then hopefully you'll capture all the customers who are left, and you'll have probably a niche market as a result. Two, reduce your marketing support. Right? Coast along until there's no more profit. Right? So you can't make anything else. You've reduced all of your costs associated with it, and therefore you're just waiting out the days until that time comes. Three, discontinue the product. Stop producing it. Stop making it. Right? If there's no profit that can be made, then it might be time to just end it. Or four, you could modify it. You could try and modify the product in terms of redesigning it, adding new colors to it, new packaging, relaunch it as new and improved, or maybe you do change the product in itself in some way and make it really new and improved. So there's one of four options that you can really look to do. And so when you stand back and look at the product life cycle, you see your introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. You see sales increase through each of these stages until maturity, in which it starts to come down. What you see though is that profits don't really start until the growth stage, and then they increase and then they start to decline as a result of the sales decline.
Now in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. Marketing mix is one of the most fundamental concepts in marketing management. The process of marketing or distribution of goods requires particular attention of management and business because production has no relevance unless products are sold. Marketing is a business function that identifies consumers' needs, determines target markets, and applies products and services to serve these markets. Marketing mix decisions have to do with addressing each of the four categories usually associated with the marketing strategy, and giving close attention to factors surrounding product, price, place, and promotion. The new product development typically involves 3 stages of business activity, including concept development, market development, and product testing.